It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Hi guys, welcome to 2020 Vision, or Millennial Hour, 2020 Vision, 2020 Vision.
2020 Vision.
We are live right now at IRobot Brewing Company. Excited. I know we've been here for the past couple times, and I'm really excited about it because...
water anywhere when they still haven't given us a beer yet.
The beer rocks.
I love the beer here. Every time we come, there's one beer that I get, and I don't know what it is, but every time I explain it to the guy who works here, he's always just like, oh yeah, this one, and I'm like, yeah, that one. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, today's an extra special day because it's beer and wings.
Oh, yeah, we do have wings. I can't eat wings, but I love wings. Oh. Never mind. But, hi, guys. Quick introduction, because I never remember who's on anymore. I'm Teddy.
I'm Manuel.
I'm Glenn.
I require no introduction, but, Hector the
Animator.
Animator.
So, I was reading the news, and I found a few topics that I hope you guys are okay with talking about. I know we were all talking about it a little bit before, but the first one, on one of our very first shows, actually I think it was our very first Millennial Hour show before we had 2020.
Probably was kind of the big talking point.
Yeah.
Back in, the halcyon years of May.
Yeah.
Last May.
We talked about Fire Festival.
That happened again. So it happened again.
Yes, well, similar. Thankfully not to the scale of Fire Festival.
Well, that's good, because I don't think Ja Rule can take another hit to his reputation.
Well, this time it was Kanye.
Who's Ja Rule? Okay.
Did you just ask who Ja Rule is?
His career ended a long time ago.
I thought you would legitimately just ask me who Ja Rule is, and I was about to ask you to leave.
His career ended with Aaliyah's death, unfortunately.
That is really upsetting. I was going to ask you to leave if you didn't know who
No, I know
Ja
who Ja
Rule
Rule
is.
is.
Okay. Just quick reminder, if you didn't know what Fire Festival was, there's a documentary on Netflix about it. It was just this really big festival. It was hyped up huge. A bunch of influencers were invited. Celebrities were invited. It was thousands upon thousands of dollars to go. When people went, it was crud. People were in...
It is what most people kindly refer to as a rip-off.
Yeah, people were in...
it was mostly rich kids getting ripped off, so it's funny somewhat.
Well, a lot of people went for free, too. Like, they didn't even pay, and they were mad. So, like, you can't get that mad. But the people who did pay... paid somewhere between $1,500 to $20,000 to go, depending on if you were in VIP or not, if you got the tents, if you just got ticket, airfare, all that. You were on a private island. The tents were just crappy. It was raining. The food everyone talks about, they had to pay a huge amount for the meal package, was just like a cheese sandwich on a styrofoam plate. So
that's not good.
That really poor McDonald's breakfast when you're like, I can't afford that sausage. That was me all through college. But it just happened that Kanye West had a, what was it called, brunchella? Yeah.
Okay, off the bat, when you have pretty much have an event that's involves
rip off of Coachella.
Well, ripped off of Coachella, but it's literally a combination of something cool with something is occasionally cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, brunch has never really been cool.
Brunch is always cool if you get the right bottomless mimosas.
Oh, well, I don't really drink mimosas, so I guess I'm kind of the outlier.
We're going to get you started on that. Because that was my favorite. No, we're at a beer place.
Oh, well, then let's get those beers.
Well, we just need to get some orange juice, and that's it. But again, great brain's not working today. It's not concur. Anywho's, I kind of feel like it sort of starts off with a bad sign. Starts off with a bad sign because the whole thing kind of started off with breakfast, and not just breakfast, but VIP breakfast.
Well, exactly. So it was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which I'm really glad I can pronounce that because I always have a problem pronouncing that. And it was a free performance. Anyone could go. I believe it was at the front yard of a church. Anyone could go see it. But if you wanted to, you could pay. I don't know how much was the VIP ticket.
Money. At this point,
It was
money,
which is more than you had to pay to see him perform. You had to pay money for a VIP ticket, and you had to pay $55 for a hot and delicious brunch, as I think how it was described. And a lot of people got mad because they paid the $55 for brunch, because why aren't you going to? You're at a Kanye concert. It's free. Might as well pay for it. And when they came up, a whole bunch of people were complaining because you got 2 cold, stiff pancakes that people said taste like they were from the freezer, 1 cold, pale sausage, and 2 pieces of bacon, and the option of a cold scoop of grits on a styrofoam plate.
What was the other option?
Starve.
Yeah, at that point, starve doesn't sound like a bad option.
And that's all. That was your $55 brunch. And there's pictures of it. There's a whole bunch of, I can read quotes from it. But everyone's calling it the Yeezy Fire Festival. Hashtag Yeezy Fire Festival. Look it up, Twitter, Facebook, all that. Because that's what it was. It was a cheese sandwich on a styrofoam plate that you paid $55 for.
On the bright side, at least pancakes and sausage and bacon is a little bit more than just lettuce and cheese and white bread.
You're right.
Occasionally with the option of mayonnaise. But
And
still,
then-
$55 for amounts to dieting at basically the diet breakfast at Best Western. At Best Western,
Is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naughty.
If I could go to Motel
I mean-
6 and get a better breakfast, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So then a lot of people were talking about, all right, well, VIP area, right? Obviously, it's going to be a little bit better. You're paying, I don't know how much, a decent amount of money to go to a VIP area.
which actually, quick question: where exactly was this all going down? Besides Baton Rouge Hotel, the actual
It was,
church?
I believe it was the front yard of a church
So the
in
entire
Baton
thing.
Rouge.
So the entire thing is happening in front of what I really hope is one of those big mega churches with the stadium
I
seating.
think
'cause,
so. Well, no, it's like outside.
like outside.
Yeah, like it's in the front line. I mean, I've been to different parts of, I haven't been to Louisiana, but I've been to like Mississippi and all that. And the churches, I assume they're the same in Louisiana. They have huge front yards.
For a brief second, I was just trying to remember Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and yeah, it actually was.
Yeah. They're really big front yards, but it was outside, which is the catering company's, not excuse, but that's their reasoning for, oh, well, we had heating plates, but it was 35 degrees out. So what can we do? Oh, well, it was 2,000 people, and we were only told, I believe they said 28 hours in advance that they had to feed 2,000 people a full breakfast. So
So the real question is, who exactly do you blame on this? Because this isn't like Fire Festival. It isn't like Fire Festival. Fire Festival, if you ever seen the documentaries on documentaries, pretty much was mismanagement of massive
of money,
scale.
yeah.
But this just seems like ego versus too much ego versus not enough time to organize.
Well, I hate to say it, but this kind of just sounds like, because I don't think this is Kanye West. One, I don't think Kanye knew where he was. He was apparently 1 to 2 hours late to even perform.
Oh.
And the whole, like, everything of it, he was supposed to perform at 6. People were tweeting at 7:30, 8 o'clock. He still wasn't on. People were saying, you know, oh, they're just playing. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to it because I have quotes that I want to read. But they were just playing the same playlist. You know, at concerts, they play the bands or similar bands playlist until they come on. It was just 4 of his songs repeated for like an hour and a half.
Wow.
And I was in the VIP area where you think it would be awesome, was on a hill half a mile away from the stage or a quarter mile far away from the stage. And they were told, oh, you're going to be escorted to the front of the stage since you paid for this VIP ticket. And I guess I don't know the reasoning. I'm trying to look through it. Either he went on so late or they just decided not to. They never escorted them there. They just had security guards all around, so they couldn't enter or leave the VIP area.
Oh.
You pay to be held hostage?
So you're just on a hill. I mean, I'm sure if you really wanted to, I'm sure if you were like, I'm leaving VIP, you could go, but they weren't escorting them to the front of the stage. They were just like, oh, here's your hill, farther away than general admission. Have fun.
And 35-degree weather.
In 35-degree weather with a cold brunch that you got to eat.
Oh, no.
So much fun.
And so the caterers are saying, oh, it was Kanye West team. They, got us 28 hours in advance. to feed 2,000 people, and we're trying to provide the best service that we can. But we weren't told about everything that was going to go on. We weren't told that it was going to be 35 degrees out. We did the best we could. We hope all of our compliments outweigh the negative experiences.
So that raises the golden question: were there compliments?
Yeah, no, that's the golden question. Were there compliments? I mean, I'm sure the staff was nice. I'm sure, you can't do that much. It is very hard to serve hot food in the cold weather. But I'm from New York, and I have had many a hot food in a food, in the big festivals.
Yeah.
On a, negative 10-degree day, they still have hot food.
Did they get refunds?
I don't know. All the tweets end in saying they better give us refunds fast, but I'm knowing this kind of situation, knowing that there were no refunds for Fire Festival,
I don't think so.
it doesn't seem super likely.
Well, I think some got refunds, but then the money ran out, and then whoever was at the bottom didn't get anything.
Yeah.
So this is...
So that was my Kanye news for the day.
And it's moments like these that I kind of miss not having go to all those festivals, but it's moments like these I realize that I might not have missed out on much.
Well, I'm praying because EDC Orlando is this weekend, and I know I've been talking about it for the past 2 months, and guess what? I'm going to talk about it for another 2 months after I go.
That's the difference, though.
'Cause I'm really
had 2 months.
excited.
The fact you're talking about 2 months before it actually happens is the difference between a organized festival like the one like EDC, like EDC or whatever else I don't have the money or gas to go to.
Dude,
And those spontaneous spur of the moment. Going, hey, cool celebrity just showed up at the cool celebrity just showed up at a random point, like a Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Let's all go.
Speaking
there.
of, also don't roast me for playing Pokemon. I was playing Pokemon Go while we were waiting to go
I wasn't
on.
roasting you. I was just roasting someone else.
Don't roast my Pokemon Go. I love it. But I kind of forgot the biggest news that has happened this week. My Chemical Romance is getting back together.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Chemical Romance, that if you don't know, in our generation was one of the biggest alternative bands, and they broke up, and it's most people's devastation for their lives.
Well, on the bright side, at least Jared Way wrote some really good comic books in the meantime.
He did, and I'm actually, I'm in the middle of the first one. My friend just lent it to me. It's really good. You really should read Gerard Way's comics. But they're getting back together. The MCR Return Tour. Hot Topic announced it.
Well, who
They
else
went
is gonna
through
announce
Hot
it? Who else was-
Topic.
Who else is going to announce it? Spencer's Gifts?
That's
Walmart.
literally, yeah. My friend said that. She's like, oh, hey, I'm at like this exclusive party for Hot Topic. They all have us doing big presents, and they revealed it. And it was My Chemical Romance getting back together. And I was like, wow, they would. It is the return tour, or not tour, the return concert. They haven't announced if they're doing a tour yet. I really hope they do. Gerard Way, please announce a tour. I need you. But it is going to be in California, and I think it's already sold out. And
I
if
think
not,
so,
it's
yeah,
close
I think
to.
so,
Because it is the biggest thing that has happened. That is a 14-year hiatus. They are 18 years old now.
The band or...
The band broke up when, well, no, it wasn't a 14-year hiatus. The band broke up from when they got together. They were, I believe, a 12-year-old band when they broke up. They went on that big, about 8-year, or I guess 6-year hiatus. I can't do math. I'm a theater major.
Anywho.
And they're now an 18-year-old band. They skipped being teenagers because teenagers scare the heck out of them.
Well, they're...
So please someone comment that they understood that besides me,
No,
sir.
I got it.
Thank
Eh,
you.
no, I got
That's
it.
my pun of the
You
day.
need to, after all, we do need someone to be the savior of the forsaken and the damned.
I'm so happy I'm not the only one excited about this.
for those of you who've been sorely missing My Chemical Romance, please, please remember the day. Find out when their concert is, save the date, get the tickets, and grow out your fringe.
And honestly, just live stream it because no one can afford those tickets. Those are like $800 tickets for general admission.
Also,
Oh.
California.
Yeah, also California. If
California.
you're watching us from California, though, write in. Or if anyone has tickets to go to the MCR concert, sell them to me. I'll probably sell my soul for it. But also, in the past few years, that's been getting really big. Fall Out Boy got back together.
The Jonas Brothers?
I'm going to the Jonas Brothers concert in 2 weeks. And can I tell you, I don't want to go because I am so scared. Because when I was a kid, I was so in love with Nick Jonas. Like, I was in love with Nick Jonas. And now
Shocker.
he's married to
Yeah.
the girl whose name I can never remember, but she plays Sansa Stark, and she's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, no, Joe Jonas is married to her. He's married to...
Sophie Turner.
Joe Jonas is married to Sophie Turner.
okay.
Nick Jonas is married to the one actress who I can, again, also gorgeous.
The fact that you're paying
Yeah.
this much attention does speak to
I
your
love
fandom.
them. I love them so much. And I can't, wait, I'm looking it up. You guys talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I need to look up how to
Well, I
pronounce her
saw
name.
them when I was like 12. Yeah.
I think by the time, I think I was too old to be into them when they were like a thing.
Priyanka Chopra. I can never pronounce her name
Excuse me?
correctly. Priyanka Chopra. She's gorgeous. I've seen her
Gesundheit.
in rude. I've seen her in a million
Oh,
like
wow.
shows and movies.
That's a chick from The Office. Is
No.
No,
it?
no,
Shit, it's not. Shit, that isn't.
no.
And now I
That's
sound
the
like a jerk.
comedian.
Now I sound like
Priyanka
a jerk.
Chopra. No. Actually, to be fair, in this picture does not do her justice
It's the
because she
hair.
is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And
It's the hair
yeah, that's
mostly.
Minnie Kaling. Priyanka Chopra's gorgeous. The picture on Wikipedia, change that. Someone do my queen a favor and change that because that
You
is
can
not a
change-
flattering
we can
picture.
change it.
I could, but like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm lazy.
And they are dropping a Christmas song on Friday.
Are they really?
Yeah, they are.
But it's
I'm
no-
so
but
excited.
It's November.
Yeah.
It's Christmas
I saw
music.
Christmas stuff in Walmart before Halloween though, so I'm already better.
Okay, is it? Okay, maybe it's just me, but this might be the only few things that small group of people probably disagree with. But I'm kind of surprised that they never do any Thanksgiving stuff. And I kind of think it's the same reason that they explain in Bob's Burgers because there's no good Thanksgiving songs.
There are no good Thanksgiving songs except for except for Linda's Thanksgiving song. We love Linda's Thanksgiving song.
I don't know.
It's from Bob's Burgers, and I can't play it because I
Oh.
think they copyrighted it.
Yeah.
But in Bob's Burgers, look up Linda's Turkey song from Bob's Burgers, and it's the most iconic Thanksgiving song of our generation.
Which
I love it.
which is saying something. But my
It's the
point.
only one of our generation,
Only
but
one
iconic.
of multiple generations ever since they decided to make it a holiday back in 1934.
Is it really 1934?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
That's a long time.
Oh, it's 1930s.
I thought it was farther back than
or
that.
1930s. I forget the date.
Dang.
All I know is it's not nearly as old as people believe it to be.
Well, I guess because the event is so old, and then I can't get into that because
History's
whatever.
weird.
History is weird, and anything that you learn in school is so washed by whatever culture that you learn it from that someone's going to be offended no matter what you say, and I don't want to be the one to offend people.
I have no issue being offended. That's why I wear the goggles.
Offend me.
Yeah.
Offend me.
Hector blocks the haters. But no, like, because you learn Thanksgiving in school, and it's all about how, like, oh, the Native Americans, they loved us, and they gave peace, and, like, in reality, we, like, forced them to surrender through slaughter. And I'm like, you know, I'm not going to be the one to get into that.
Really, the only thing my only concern with Thanksgiving is, okay, now what am I supposed to make and how many potatoes am I supposed to bring?
My thing is, I don't like turkey. I don't like poultry. I don't like turkey or chicken very much. So, like, I eat cranberry sauce. Actually, my dad eats cranberry sauce.
I can't eat cranberry
I sit next to him
I
and
don't.
just watch him eat it. Like, that's it. And Jell-O molds. Back to the Jonas Brothers. I'm sorry, I got really off topic. The Jonas Brothers are getting back together. Fall Out Boy got back together and made hits, and we love them. Good Charlotte got back together a year and a half ago and made a new, I don't think they made a new album. I think it was just that one song, the 40-ounce Dream song, which is great. Go listen to it. Have you guys heard it?
No.
It's great.
Yeah.
We love Good Charlotte.
I
Yeah.
suppose it's kind of a weird thing. I suppose it is kind of a weird thing. I guess it might be an open question to anyone at the table, but in between your favorite bands breaking up and getting back together, how much has your tastes changed if you think they haven't changed at all?
Can I say that well, I'm going to let you guys go first because I've been talking a lot.
Oh, no, I don't.
Glenn.
I don't
Glenn,
listen
Glenn,
to that music.
Glenn.
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 Okay, Manuel.
Manuel, come on, Miguel.
Good to see someone stand first.
So I think so. So yeah. So I saw the Jonas Brothers when I was 12, and they got separated when how long ago? Maybe 20.
They stopped making like new music. I think
2011?
in like
before
Yeah.
social media,
And then they went solo.
like before.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
yeah, they stopped making music together. I think in like 2008.
Okay.
And they went solo, and then they had like a Disney Channel show.
Yeah, I
And
think
they went
that was
solo
Jonas.
again.
Okay.
I don't
The
know.
point being is, has your taste changed by then?
No, the same.
So you listen, so you
Yes.
pretty much just listen to the same things you used to listen back in high school.
Yeah, I do.
No.
Did
No?
you just like? Did you just make a High School Never Ends reference? I'm gonna pretend you did because it's a great song. Okay, Glenn, did your taste change?
Yes.
You sound so appreciative of that. You're like, thank God it
Yeah.
changed.
Yes.
Those songs are too like cringy to listen to right now. It's not the same like.
You don't have
environment
the
that-
same cringe
yeah.
mindset.
Mm.
It's like, why did I listen to that back then?
Hector, what about you?
I have a weird relationship to music, mostly because high school's in a different country, and I didn't know the Jonas Brothers existed until I moved back to the United States. So mostly it was just reggaeton for a good. And
All right.
you stop nodding your head immediately, because
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
you stop nodding your head immediately, and you stop smiling like that.
But like, there's different
It's
types
like-
of reggaeton, right?
Nani, no, not back then. Even then, I don't think
Oh.
anymore. My issue is, at least my issue with the entire genre is that you don't sing about anything else.
That's
The whole point
true.
of art, if the whole point of art is to sing, of art is project emotion, tell stories, do something else. And I can appreciate wanting to play up to a certain audience, wanting to make people feel good. But if that's all you ever do,
I will say,
so yeah, it's long story short. There's a reason I'm a metalhead.
Oh.
I will say, as someone who like, as one of the few people on the crew, honestly, who doesn't speak Spanish, I for a while was dating this guy from Argentina, and he used to play a lot of Spanish music, and I was like, oh, dope, it sounds really pretty, like whatever. And one day he played the song, and it's funny because we always talk about Mariposa, like butterfly on the show, but it was
Oh,
called
Maná.
Mariposa.
From Maná. That's actually a great song. Great song from them.
I have
that
no
band.
idea who's it by, but
It's a band called Maná.
Yeah.
You probably, again, I don't blame you for not hearing it. It's mostly a Spanish-speaking country.
I know the song, and he used to play it, and I remember being like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. And I was like 18 at the time or something. I was like, this should be our song. I just remember going, no, this can't be our song. And I was like, why not? It's so beautiful, like butterfly. And
Because
he's like,
it's about
cheating.
Cheating.
and I was like, what do you mean it's about
Mariposa de
cheating?
amor, y mariposa de amor.
Yeah, he's
No
like, oh,
me
it's talking about like
vas
flying
conmigo.
from women's lips to lips like a butterfly. I was like, that's terrible. That's
not even that bad.
terrible.
It's not the worst, or at least
Jeez.
not the worst, but at the very least, it's at least explaining. He's
Explains
explaining
it.
through the medium of music and art the actual emotional,
cheating.
of cheating, as opposed to just saying, I just left these other two chicks, and I'm gonna go get a drink again. Woo!
Can we just at Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
At Benito.
It's not.
I love Bad Bunny.
Look, I got no
Wow.
issue with people who like things. Look, I have no issue who like things I do not like. It's just
It's not your style.
Bad
It's not
Bunny
my
is-
thing anymore.
You're gonna regret it in a couple of years. You're
It's
gonna.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny is okay. I
He's
won't go
bad.
into. I'll go into it. I love Bad Bunny.
You know the-
but I also don't speak Spanish.
Okay, yeah, so you don't know
I
what
just
the heck-
Genuinely, I'm like, oh my God, this is such a good beat. This sounds so fun. I have my one friend will like translate some words for me and
And
like some
it's-
sentences.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I've
he's just
actually-
like, you don't want to know. I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay.
Would you like me? Would you like me to ruin the Macarena for you?
Please don't ruin it for me off camera. Don't ruin it for the viewers, man. Actually, don't ruin it for me at all.
You tempt me.
Someone ruined La Cucaracha for me that was just talking about a cockroach, and I was like, that's
His
terrible.
leg's broken, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
They didn't translate the whole thing for me. Like, yeah, it's about a cockroach, and I was like,
and
I'm
his leg's broken.
I'm
He can't
done.
walk anymore.
Wait, really?
That's the
That's
song.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I just realized right
I
now that
gotta
you're the only
go.
person at this table who doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
This is odd for you.
But oh, okay, cool. Don doesn't either. I'm not alone.
You're the,
No, he
well, you're a
speaks
Puerto Rican from New York, Freddie. That doesn't surprise anyone.
But everyone thinks you're Italian, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. My taste has changed, but not for the better. Like, I don't listen to some of the music I did before, but the music I listen to now isn't that much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Like,
Bad
It's
Bunny.
still really
Bad Bunny.
cringy.
Like Bad Bunny.
Look, Glenn.
Stop listening to that.
But like my boyfriend's like a real music, like he's real snotty, and like I have one of my friends who went to school for music production, and like she's real snobby about it, and they're always like, listen to these great songs. Oh my god, look at all these great songs. They're great songs, and then they're like, let me listen to you what you listen to, and I'm like,
How do you feel?
you know.
I think I sympathize with that kind of emotion because, again, art much like beauty, good food. Like beauty, good food, and who wins a certain sporting event is subjective.
Yeah, mine's just subjectively bad.
Yeah, but even bad things can be delicious.
Like, there's this is so embarrassing. There's this band that's not a good band. I mean, I'm sure they're good people.
Is it Limp Bizkit? Because
No, I don't know what that
they're not
is.
even because of one of those. Well, at least one of the band members isn't even that.
I don't even know what that is. But there's a band called Sinful Indulgence, I think, something like that.
You're losing credibility here.
I know. And, like, I'm sure they're great people. I don't really know a lot about them. But, like, it's just really cringy music. And I'll listen to it. Or there's a K-pop band called... Well, I'm not going to say what they're called. But... Because they have controversy around them. So I'd rather... I don't think Sinful Indulgence has controversy.
I don't think the audience
and I
is
love
listening.
their music.
To be fair, I don't really think the audience here listens to K-pop all that much, but
You know what? You never know. I had someone come into our... I work at Game of Axes, Axe Throwing Bar. Come see us. And some woman walked in and legitimately came up to me and she's like, can you play BTS?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, she was
Roughly
like a 60, 70-year-old. And I was like, oh, do you have like a granddaughter with you? And she's like, no, I love BTS. I was like,
bacon, tomato, sausage.
go off.
I don't know what it stands for.
It's, I don't know
Behind
what
the
it's called. It's a
scenes.
K-pop band.
Yeah.
So bacon, tomato,
Or
sausage, or
K-pop.
So
Yes,
apparently,
yes,
bacon,
yep,
tomato,
yeah.
sausage are really, it's really popular.
It's so
in Korea.
popular in Korea. But yeah, she's like, can you play K-pop? And I was like, do you have a kid with you? And she's like, no, I love K-pop. And I was like, really?
Are you sure?
Okay. But I do. And there's a K-pop band that I won't say the name of because they have a lot of controversy around them. But I didn't know that until literally 2 weeks ago. But they're known as like really bad K-pop music. And they are my favorite K-pop band.
Which is weird because it's kind of hard to parse the good stuff and bad stuff.
You're rude. Rude.
I'm not a big
I will
fan of
fight you
K-pop,
guys.
Which is weird.
You lost credibility.
Which is weird.
All right,
'cause
my
I'm a big
credibility's gone.
fan-
I'm
which is weird 'cause
gonna.
I'm a fan of Larkin CL, but I can't really argue that part either.
You know, there you go. Other fun news to talk away a bit from my really bad taste in music, because that is going to be haunting me for the rest of my week.
Your life. That song. Those
You know
songs.
what?
Oh, be nice, Glenn. Oh, be nice, Glenn. We all like stupid things.
Thank you.
True.
But she admitted it. Now everyone knows.
That is
It's
true.
fine. Make fun of me. Call in 888-994-4995. Call in and make fun of me.
Yes,
No.
please
I
feel
love
free to
it.
berate us for our strange taste in music.
Don't.
Yeah.
No.
Message in too. Be like, wow, your taste in music sucks. I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're right. In other news, away from my bad taste in music, Oklahoma has just not fully decriminalized, but they have gone from felonies to misdemeanors on nonviolent drug and property disputes.
I'd heard of the drugs, but not
Yeah.
property.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oklahoma,
Exactly.
back in... this is from The Skim. That's my source.
The
Oklahoma,
Skim.
back in 2016, voters there approved of downgrading some nonviolent drug and property crimes from felonies to misdemeanors, and lawmakers decided to apply that retroactively. 2 weeks ago, a state panel agreed to commute hundreds of inmates. It's about 400 inmate sentences, and it is the largest in the country, or one of the largest in the country's history, as Oklahoma has the highest incarceration rate in the country, and it's expected to save the state almost $12 million.
Yep.
Well, a lot of
I'm surprised they
prisons
still have-
are
Still surprised we have room.
a lot of prisons are privately owned, so they try and so they're trying to force inmates in, which is why some of them are so unlivable. But there's a whole not a documentary. There's an episode of Adam Ruins Everything on it. Go look it up. He has all of his sources because I haven't memorized all of his sources. So go look there for your sources. There you go. Well, they've opened so many. They have the highest incarceration rate. They've opened so many prisons. But think of how many prisons have been shut down. We just had Halloween, and there's a million different shows, movies, YouTube videos of people going into the shut down prisons because they got overcrowded.
Now that's something I haven't heard. That's something new to me, or at least incredibly new to me.
What, the shut down prisons?
No, that the fact that they are shutting down prisons.
Oh, well, a lot of these prisons were shut down because they were like mad unlivable. These prisons.
Are we talking about like the really old prisons, the one that shows up on one of those most haunted television shows?
Yeah, I mean, some of them weren't that old. Some of them were shut down
or
in
that
the
haunted
80s.
for that matter. But okay.
I believe in it. But Penhurst State Reformatory, I believe, is one of the biggest ones in Pennsylvania. Someone correct me on that if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I think it's in Philadelphia, but someone correct me on it. But it's one of the most haunted prisons in the country. And it was a reformatory. It was a school. It got turned into a prison. And it was the same thing. They were so overcrowded that it became completely unlivable. They were shoving way too many inmates. They were doing, vile and unfair, very cruel punishments. And they finally got shut down for it. So I'm guessing Oklahoma is saying, well, we're kind of getting to that point.
And we can't keep a bunch of we can't keep a bunch of people whose worst charges were basically being caught holding the weed, basically spend a few years in a cell next to the ghosts.
Don't punish them with the ghosts. But no, that's true. A lot of states are decriminalizing certain drugs, and we do have an opioid epidemic. I can't talk. We have an opioid that word.
Epidural.
In the country. So how are you going to arrest every single person when it's a huge issue throughout the country?
But now that brings up a very, actually at this point, massive question. As much as I don't exactly want to agree with Freddie, he does have a point. What does count? what does count as misdemeanor? As a misdemeanor crime, because I knew about the drug charges, but I didn't know about the property.
I'm gonna look into it because I was reading the article and it talked more about the drug charges because everyone was freaking out.
Of course, because let's face it, most people are more concerned with drug charges than the guys spray painting stores on the sides of walls.
Well, also a lot of
mailboxes.
A lot of states won't even arrest. There was in Seattle, my sister and brother-in-law are down from Seattle, and where they live in a really nice area of Seattle. I don't remember what it's called. It starts with a B. It's a really nice area. If anyone knows, let me know, because I don't remember, because I don't care. But they live in a really nice area, and they were saying that, Seattle, it's a big city. There's a homeless population. And them and a lot of their friends have seen homeless people. And they have a baby right now. They have a 2-month-old baby. And they've seen homeless people using drugs near public parks and all that. And if you call the cops won't even come. You say, oh, there's a homeless guy using drugs outside my apartment.
Conspiracy, I told you.
They won't come because they'll just say, well, it's going to take, the guy's going to be out before we even finish the paperwork. It's not worth it.
Okay.
So is that...
So does it help? Does it help
at all?
Does it help the problem, or does it just exasperate an already overworked police system? Well, I guess that's a question. Well, unfortunately, that's a question that we might not be able to answer today.
Yeah. But we'll answer it next time. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Again, we are at IRobot Brewing Company, and we're going to have the Brooklyn Cafe on after us. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after the commercial.
Bye.
Bye.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Boca. Products of purest natural ingredients and providing a safe alternative method for relief from many symptoms, creating a healthier lifestyle without the use of opioids. Use hemp Boca products for improved mental health and overall well-being. It's safe, legal, and non-psychoactive. Our pure and high-quality CBD is from clean industrial hemp, then extracted slowly over days to produce the strongest and most effective products on the market, made in the U.S. with no synthetic ingredients. Committed to bringing our customers the highest grade CBD oil on the market. Our industrial hemp, it's organic with no solvents and pesticides, gluten-free, vegan, full spectrum, and third-party double lab tested. Our top priority is your health and wellness, and we are confident you will love our products and the amazing relief so you can enjoy the things you love to do. Try our products and start living a healthier lifestyle. Hemp Boca. Good health and good sense are two of life's greatest blessings.
And we're back.
And we're back. You got
I
confused?
could have done.
It's like rubbing your head and patting your belly at the same time. You're chewing, you got a mic and a bell at the same time. And what do we do first? And you got to talk.
I don't know how that delicious piece of meat got in my mouth.
How did that happen, by the way?
I don't know. It was like in the air.
Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe TV. Our first segment, you saw our 2020 vision. Our millennials in the house talking about what it's like to be in your 20s, going into 2020. We're kicking off now. We are at Mad Robot Brewing Company on Federal Highway in Boca Raton. So come on out, Mad Robot Brewing Company.
Mad Robot.
The word brewing, I have a hard time saying that. It's like rolling my R's. I can't say brewing.
I have a hard time with the word Mad Robot.
Can you say brewery?
Brewing.
I have a really hard time with that
Brewing.
word. Can you say that?
I can't say it.
Brewing?
You can't say it?
I mean, I can say it, but it's like the same way
What's
with my
wrong
Spanish.
with your mouth?
It's a weird word, brewing.
With my Spanish, I can't roll my R's.
You can't roll your R's.
And you're Hispanic.
I'm 100% Hispanic.
If you can't roll your R's, then you got no Spanish. You got Spanglish.
Mad Robot Brewing Company in Boca Raton on Federal Highway. We've got Pitbull barbecue sauce with us, thanks to one of your sons. Again, John is joining us from Pitbull. He was with us. It sounds to me a couple months ago. It was probably about a year ago, right?
A year ago, easily.
He was up with us at the gallery, and he had brought the sauces on. But I don't think you had the dry rubs then.
No, I actually have one new sauce, 3 sugar-free dry rubs, and I've been working on a couple hot sauces.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What is a dry rub? What is that?
Yeah, I was
Rub it
about
on
to
your
ask
meat.
that.
Just a mixture of spices.
Really? That's a thing?
It's a thing.
yeah.
You rub it on.
There's a lot of regional ones, like you've
There's
got
a
the
regional
Montreal seasoning. You've got.
What's the seasoning?
I make actually a Memphis style, a Kansas City style,
Can I see one
and a
of them?
St. Louis style rub.
All right, so let me get this right. You rub this on whatever meat you're going to eat.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
you leave it overnight in the fridge, the meat?
You can. You can. You
As
can
like a
also mix
marinade?
it into some burger meat. You can,
Well, this you have it on afterwards, or this was on raw and then you cooked it?
No, actually, I just bought some chicken
You put
wings
on
from
afterwards,
Publix
okay.
and put it on afterwards.
Is this why when I took a piece of the chicken,
You took a bite into the dry
there
rub.
was, yeah,
It has a specific
What flavor is that?
seasoning.
Do you know?
delicious.
Did you guys have some down there? Glenn and Manuel?
You
Larry,
were complaining.
You had some? Oh, he's vegan. Oh, and we thought you wanted. We thought you wanted the.
You're
chicken
vegan?
wings.
Oh.
Really? A big guy
How
like
long?
you, huh?
Well, actually, some of my sauces are vegan, and because there's no,
You can eat the sauce on a cookie.
You can
Oh, no, it's
saute
probably-
it on
it's probably-
tofu.
Yeah, there you go. What do you think?
Oh my
So tell us
God.
about some of the flavors.
Okay, so this is my Carolina mustard style barbecue sauce. Then I have a ketchup-based barbecue sauce, which is the original one that I brought over
You'll
to
love
your
this
show.
one.
I love
I
this
think
one.
I still have that
Oh,
one in my
wow.
refrigerator, is the ketchup one.
This one's delicious.
Then I have a St. Louis dry rub. It's very savory. It's got a lot of rosemary, thyme, and oregano.
What's on
in it.
this one?
That's my Kansas City. That's like a chili style dry
It's
rub.
chili.
Yeah. And then the Memphis is going to be more on the smokier side.
Is this one spicy?
Are you laughing? Because everyone
I'm going to
takes you
Kansas
Christian
City.
because you're always eating on set, but
Oh
it's
my
pretty
God.
good to be you. Which one do you like the best?
All of it.
Ev, which did you try?
I tried this mustard one.
How's that one?
It has like a sweet taste to it, which I really like with barbecue sauces.
And you
And
have
it's
the
like a little spice. Just a little
That's the
bit.
mustard, and that's this one.
Yes.
In your seasoning, like, what's your main ingredient? Is it like paprika?
Depends on the dry rub. A lot of them have the same base. It's going to be salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder. Then you've got spices like cumin, coriander, smoked paprika, smoked chipotle powder.
Seasoning salt?
They're a
and
little
stuff?
spicy. Little bit of a kick to it.
They got a little
Little
kick. Now, did you leave it on overnight, or did you just rub it
You
on
just
and
did
you go?
this.
Just rub it on a few minutes ago.
Right now?
Yeah. I mean, the more time you let the spices rest on the meat, the more flavor it'll get into the meat.
Hector, did you get some? Tried them? Manuel, what do you think? You try one? You like the mustard one?
Manuel's vegan.
This is how I like to eat my wings.
How?
Like with good, like, spice and barbecue. I usually choose
I
barbecue
know. I stay away from
sauces.
bad spice.
How do you
And
like
that
your
does-
How do you like your wings? I think that can be the whole segment. How do you like your hot wings?
Oh my God, the
I like
ketchup
them a
is to
little
die for.
sweet.
You like? Oh, you
Little.
love ketchup.
Oh my God.
These
That's
are
your
better
thing.
wings and sauces than like the ones at
You
Wings.
try this, vegan lady? You tried it? Oh,
She's paleo, so she can eat this.
what's paleo mean?
Caveman.
Hey, caveman, you tried the chicken?
We're kind of
Caveman?
eating like caveman here.
So what made you start barbecue sauces?
I actually I got tired of all the store brand. Seeing like if you look at the back of a lot of the store brand sauces, you'll see high fructose corn syrup. You'll see
They're not
ingredients
natural.
that you just can't pronounce.
Yeah.
This doesn't have high fructose
No
corn
high
syrup?
fructose corn syrup,
Really?
artificial ingredients. I actually make my own ketchup, which I think actually makes my ketchup-based barbecue sauce much, much better.
And those are sugars or no?
There is sugar in it, yeah.
And it's
Just
very
brown
But
sugar.
I use brown sugar, which I feel caramelizes really nicely when you're barbecuing.
right out of Delray
I
Beach.
like.
What?
Yep,
Right
actually,
locally out of Delray
I
Beach,
produce
you
in
have it.
Boynton Beach.
And where do people buy them?
I've been doing a lot of the farmers markets. I do the Delray Farmers Market. I do Singer Island Farmers Market. And then there's a new market that's opening up that'll be on Sundays in Lantana, right, I want to say just west of over the bridge.
Do you have a website?
I'm working on it.
If somebody wanted to call to get the stuff they're watching today, how would they get it? Without going to the farmer's market, if they wanted to order today.
They could
Call you?
They could call me. They could send me a message through Facebook. I'm on Instagram as well.
How's the farmer's market doing for season? Do you sell a lot of it? Do you have a bestseller?
Actually, so far, my bestseller has been my Carolina mustard style barbecue sauce.
Ev, what do you think of that one? Freddie,
it
did you
this
have
one?
that one?
I'll
No,
try-
it's
I'll
the
try the
one that
ketchup.
you tried.
That
You-
one?
Yeah.
Do you like
No,
the
makes
flats or the
sense.
drumettes? Okay.
What?
You know, there's a difference.
What is it?
You
What's
don't know the
Show me the
difference?
difference.
You really don't know.
No.
Do you like the flats or the drumettes?
Drumettes.
I love the natural taste to it.
This is the
You
Carolina.
know, it's not
You like that
sour.
question, Glenn?
Because when I buy like store-bought ones, usually I also, when I cook, I'll throw in a little brown sugar and like paprika just to spice it up too. But this just does the deal.
Thank
You
Like,
cook?
Yes, I cook. Believe it or not, I had to cook for myself when I lived in Europe. So I learned how to just throw in a bunch of stuff and make things flavorful.
You didn't go to the store and get Lisho Boyadi?
Try that one, Freddie. Hector, did
I
you
don't
try
like
the dry
canned
rub?
stuff.
That's how I got into making my sauces. I would go
I think
through
they're in the- in
hundreds
the
and
thing there.
hundreds of recipes for
Want
barbecue
some more?
sauce and
This
just
is good.
picking out
That's
little
the-
different ingredients
We
I
put
thought
more
would
for you guys
go
also.
well.
Did you ever
What is this?
tried thinking
The
of
mustard.
mixing in some like ginger?
Not yet, no.
No?
That's going to change your recipe for you, apparently.
Maybe spice it up a little, because when I make this ginger soy chicken, and sometimes I'll throw a little bit of barbecue sauce in it, and I cook it with brown sugar too, and it just gives
She's
this
changing
like,
the recipe.
It's interesting.
this like almost like Asian infused barbecue sauce to it.
Now I am actually kind of working on some hot sauces right now. I'm making a mango pineapple habanero hot sauce, and during season I make mango papaya ghost pepper.
Oh, that sounds good.
They're not over the top spicy. You get a good balance of flavor of the mango, the pineapple, and the habanero, and you don't have one of those long-lasting heats where your mouth's on fire for half an hour.
We can introduce him to the hot sauce, not the hot sauce, the jelly people, the jam and jam. Because they use the ghost pepper and everything. So maybe they can mix a little bit of the ghost pepper jelly with the barbecue sauce, and boom, we got a whole other line of stuff.
Could be. I'm actually trying to go to almost like a zero waste on my hot sauces. So after I'm finished cooking the hot sauce, I'll take some of the leftover rinds and incorporate it into cornbread or fudge.
Fudge?
Yeah.
The rinds from what?
The rinds from the habanero and the mango and pineapple.
Fudge.
I'm going to introduce you to a guy who has chicken. Forget about changing this. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, this is
Forget about
delicious.
changing new. Forget about the new. The new is whenever. But right now, restaurants. If you have a restaurant, you want this guy in your place.
Absolutely. I think we need to bring this to a couple restaurants. Remember that restaurant we went to and the guy walked in with the other hot sauce?
Yeah.
They bought how many cases?
Bought like 12 cases
From that
of
burger
sauce.
place. Like, boom, out.
That was Burger Stop.
Yep.
He bought it right there on the spot. He tasted it. He says, okay, give me 12 cases. The guy went to his car. He had it in the back of his car.
Freddie, what do you think? Would you have a favorite?
Yeah, it's called chicken.
Oh, you're such your
And I'm
father's
such
You are
a
your
sauce
father's son.
person.
How is that, Teddy?
Which one are you having,
Which one is this
Teddy?
one?
That is my original ketchup-based barbecue.
What's the one in the container that she's got? Hot sauce. More hot sauce.
If you
Wow,
wanna
this
try
one's
the hot
good.
sauce.
Freddie, you want to try the hot sauce?
No.
Really?
I can't
oh,
do
no,
hot
you and hot
sauce
sauce are
either.
not a thing.
It's actually not that bad. And if you mix it with my Carolina
I'll take one for the
mustard-style
team.
barbecue sauce, it's really good.
What, are you going to take some hot sauce?
Yeah.
She's taking them for the team.
I'll
Or we're
take
sitting here
it.
eating.
I'll take it for our audience, even though I'm such a baby when it comes to hot
Actually,
sauce.
put it on this one with the Carolina.
Hector, you can do it. Eb's going to go try it out.
Larry, how'd you like it?
It's not bad.
So you like it real spicy?
Did you try the hot sauce?
Oh, I like that. It gives me the little
wanna try
spice
it? Hector wants to
sensation,
try
but
the
it's
hot,
not
John.
too much.
Right, exactly.
Let's
And
pass that
that's-
over
it's
to
a
the
little
big
bit
guy.
sweet.
You like it?
This is really good.
Freddie, you would mix them all together, I think.
Me?
I
Yes.
only use
I just
fresh
eat it.
mango, fresh pineapple, fresh habanero.
Which one is this
And
one?
again,
I
don't use.
I don't know what the different rubs
That
are.
is the Memphis rub, so that's going to be a little bit more on the smokier side.
I can taste the naturalness
reckon the
into
mint-
it.
I try everything.
And
This
how
is
much is one
good.
bottle?
My sauces are $7 a piece. My dry rubs are $5 a piece.
Totally reasonable because it lasts a long time. You can put it on your meat before you cook it. You can put, or you can rub it on your meat after you cook it. You can just keep eating. $7 for what do you think?
That's not. That's really good.
Get out of here! Really? Those
definitely-
stores, the sauces in the
Venmo?
stores are that much money?
I don't have cash.
That's
with me.
insane. $7 for this, which is incredible.
What?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying $12 for that. Really?
Yeah. Wow. And you can taste the natural, like the uniqueness into it and the naturalness into it.
Available at farmers markets, Lake Worth, and where else? Are you at the Delray Market?
Delray and Singer Island. I also sell some of my products where I produce, which is at the Infusions Cafe in Boynton Beach, and also in Northwood Village at a small place called Bistro Bistro.
So all over the place, all local vendors.
You should have it in every store.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
I didn't even know she was a cook, this one.
I love watching Freddie eat. Freddie could, well, look, he loves food. Is he
I
like the
love
best
it.
foodie? You
But this
love
is
it, right?
delicious.
That's why he's
You gotta
really been
get this
talking.
outta here 'cause I'll eat the whole
He's
thing.
enjoying himself.
You absolutely love it, Manuel. We got to get you some as well.
Hey, Manuel.
And how are you reaching out into the community? Is that how you met Freddie, through networking?
Yeah. yeah, actually going to some of the networking events around town is where we met.
And
we
the
gotta
best,
take them with us when we do the restaurants.
and your bestseller is the ketchup one, huh?
It's actually kind of a tie between the Carolina and the ketchup, although my Carolina sauce has been outselling my original barbecue sauce, the ketchup-based, by about 2 to 1.
Wow.
Really? That's the mustard one.
Yeah.
I can see one.
Unbelievable, huh?
Which sauce was this one again?
Carolina?
That's the Carolina mustard.
Okay, I'm gonna get that one.
Is that your favorite one?
Yes, I have to. Now it's making me excited to cook.
Really? I wish
That's
I
what I
had
like to
that
hear.
gene in me.
It makes you excited. You know, you would think, of all the people up here, the one that I least thought would cook.
Would be Ev?
I'm a woman of many talents, I guess. Of wonders, actually, not talents, but.
Wonders, that's a good one.
What do you think, Teddy? Wayne, did you try some?
Wayne, you're gonna try some of this?
Oh, he's vegan.
You're
He's
vegan.
Vegetarian.
This chicken is like vegetarians.
This would taste good with tofu.
Yeah, you can put it on anything, actually. You could probably put it on anything you're going to barbecue. And you can use the dry rubs on anything.
Yeah.
You could rub your tofu.
Yeah, actually, because there's no sugar,
Roll your
I
tofu.
sell them as vegan, paleo, vegetarian friendly.
So you can eat if you're vegan, you can eat the rub.
You just got to put it on what you like to eat.
You can
A
make
donut.
cauliflower, like mix of cauliflower with
Oh,
it.
do you make cauliflower mashed potatoes?
I
ever
have
mashed
not
pot-
tried, but
You never tried?
I never
Oh,
tried.
we gotta take you to a kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, you've done it? Oh, we gotta take you to a kitchen.
You can also do the
Larry,
cauliflower rice.
you like what
as
I'm doing
well.
here, Larry? I'm
This
gonna
with
get
the
some cauliflower.
broccoli too.
Yeah.
The seasoning
Oh,
with
yeah, they
broccoli
go-
would be really good.
Like the St. Louis rub would go really well on broccoli because of the oregano and all the other stuff.
Wow. We have to tell the family about this. We should
Sunday
cook
dinner barbecue.
We should cook dinner, but don't tell them the secret. Remember the day I bought all the Spanish food and they asked me where did it come from? And I wouldn't tell them until the very end. And everybody was shocked.
Was it
Right?
from your house?
Nope,
Where was it from?
from a restaurant.
Really?
A supermarket.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Supermarket. And sometimes I'll take stuff and take it out of the wrapper. Like this, I would take it out of the wrapper and say, and put water all over me and says, this is all day cooking. It took me forever.
Do you cook?
No, I do not cook.
Has he ever cooked? Do you cook?
Have I ever cooked? Can I cook?
You guys know not so much?
I say no because I don't want to have to do it.
You can heat up. There
No,
you go.
I can cook. I just don't because then now Lynn's going to be, okay, Mr. Cooker, get in there and cook.
All Natural Pitbull Barbecue. Check it out. You can find it at your local farmer's market. You can give him a call where?
561-818-1042.
All right, we got all different sauces. You got some dry rubs. If you're vegan, it's vegan friendly. It's gluten free. You can put it on your tofu, your vegetables, cauliflower, you name it. You just don't put on whatever you want.
Don't forget it's natural.
If not, you call this one over here and she'll have 4 plates for you ready to go.
All right, Glenn, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we got Larry Siegel with us. We're going to talk to Dignity Memorial about celebrating life and more to go. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a Cruise Planners travel advisor, Paul Vadiano will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. Paul specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation, wedding, or event just for you. Find Paul at www.cruiseoptics.com, on Facebook, or by phone at 561-232-2626. We make your travel dreams come true.
Hi, my name is Leslie Carmen, and I'm the founder from Carmen Care Laser here in Boca Raton. We've done so many treatments. We've treated people with severe back pain, knee pain. If your pain has been there for so many years, often we just have a tendency to just believe that we're not going to get better.
I had a bad injury with my knee, my left knee, and it is amazing after just 3 treatments. And even after the first treatment, I could tell a huge difference.
We'd love to invite you to come see us and be a part of that. Thank you.
And we're back.
And we're back. And are you full?
Yes.
How was your lunch?
A lot of points. But my goodness gracious, that was great.
Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe TV. We are live on location yet again as our studio is being rebuilt in East Boca. Today we are at IRobot Brewing Company. If I say it slowly, I can enunciate better. It's that brewery word I have a hard time with.
It's the mad world of brewing.
IRobot Brewing Company in Boca Raton. We had, gosh, pit bull barbecue sauce and dry rub on the last segment. So I can't say everyone, with quite a few vegetarians and vegans here. So Freddie made up for that, and he let us all in on what his favorite was. Do you have a favorite?
All of it.
All of it.
1, 2, 3, 4, all of them.
And that's what your son said too. He took all the sauces and he mixed them up, and he had a favorite. Ed bought some, and I don't think Manuel's had it, but Hector and Teddy, they're all enjoying it.
Well, when you have a barbecue, you don't eat just one type of sauce. You have 4 wings, 5 wings, 12, and you put a different sauce on each one.
4 wings, 5 wings, 12. What happened through 6 through 11? How'd you like that? It's like
Once you make the decision to go for it, you just go for
4, 5, 12, 20.
First of all, I'm going to let you in on this little secret.
Yes.
Weight Watchers only allows you to have 1 chicken wing. That's
Really?
3 or 4 points. With the sauce and all that, you're looking at maybe 14 points.
How many wings can you actually eat?
Me?
Yeah.
About 40.
Seriously?
I have eaten 28 chicken pieces.
I can eat about 3.
No, I can have 28. It's like White Castle hamburgers. How many can you have? You know what a White Castle hamburger is?
Yeah. That was
Well, you
before
can
you
have
went
any because you're vegan.
Vegetarian.
Or vegetarian.
yeah.
Same difference. Can you?
I grew up with White Castle.
How many can you eat?
Well, at the time, I think the most I've ever ate in one sitting was probably maybe 6 when I was a
Singles
kid.
or doubles?
Singles, right? Because
6?
I never wanted to get that sick. So I always
used
wanted
to-
to try to control the level of sick I knew I was going to get.
I was 13 when I was eating 6.
Wow.
I could eat 50 of those bad boys.
Manuel, how many wings can you eat? You don't eat wings. No chicken. Hector, how many chicken wings can you eat? 8?
You can eat 8 wings? A big guy like you could eat about 80. You don't eat wings.
40 before he went vegan.
Well, that's like 8 chickens.
You ate 40 wings? But you don't eat it anymore?
It's just a 1.
Like what we had today. But you don't eat it anymore.
He's vegan till next year. In 2 more months? Thanksgiving. You stop being vegan in 2 weeks? There you go.
You're a selective vegan.
It's hard to celebrate Thanksgiving without a bit of turkey.
Pretty much.
You ever have a tofu turkey?
Oh.
A tofurkey.
I tried it 1 year. Horrible.
Everything about it is awful.
I was dating somebody once who did that.
It's wrong.
Yeah. It's sort
And,
of like
and her
chicken.
family was there, and I had to say, boys, this is the best thing I've ever had.
No, it's pretty
Was it?
nasty.
Did it look like a turkey?
No.
No, it
There's
just looked like
nothing
a blob.
about
And they stuck some things on the side of it. It was like a blob.
That's a whole next holiday we
tastes
got
like
to talk
rubber.
about.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
If you're lucky.
We've got Larry Siegel with us. We've got Wayne from Dignity Memorial and Dignity Welcome as a new sponsor to the Brooklyn Cafe
Thank
Show.
you.
We're so excited to have you on board.
We are too.
And it's more than cremation, funeral services. Dignity offers so many things. Celebration of life, funerals.
That's what it's about.
We're light years away from what you see in the movies. We have lots of options for basically anybody, whatever belief, whatever you want to do, from basic cremation to an elaborate celebration of life, and that's what we specialize in at all of our locations. We've got new options in place. We've got the Neptune Memorial Reef off the coast in Miami. You can get your remains actually mixed with concrete, made part of the reef. So you're bringing life back to the barren sea. We can put your part of your remains into space. You can go on the moon or into deep space.
That's a one-way ticket.
It's a one-way ticket, Freddie. Yeah, definitely.
Pretty much.
As opposed to under the water.
Hold your breath.
Wow. Yeah. So we have a lot of options. We have call it bio-urn, where you can get your remains buried with a tree seed in the garden.
And you become a tree? It's
grow
like a
tree.
sack?
Grow a tree.
It's like a sack and they put a
Yes,
tree on you.
Exactly. So you can have a
That's what your son
memorial,
wants.
memorial where
Yes.
you have a permanent place to go, and you're actually bringing, life back.
And there's different locations across South Florida that you work with, but there are locations nationwide.
Yeah. So we're the largest provider in the country. We have over 2,600 locations, so we're pretty huge. Just down here in this area, this part of Florida, we have about 25 locations that I'm helping promote. So it's pretty big. Here in where are we? We're in Boca, aren't we?
Yes.
Today we're in Boca.
We've got the Babillon Funeral Homes in Boca. They're part of our network. We've got a shop front just here on Federal near us now, and they specialize in direct cremation, direct burial. And that's like direct cremation is $9.95. Direct burial is $2,000. So we can specialize, for those that need something simple. They're on a tight budget. We can do that, or we can do elaborate things because of our network. We do a lot of, we call them ship outs. So someone's living down here, but they've got their burial plots up in north in another state. So we'll coordinate in our network to do a smooth arrangement. So it's easiest for the family. And the thing that we really stress to people is, we can do whatever, but really think about making your pre-arrangements. That's really where the benefits come at play, where you get to decide what happens on the day. You're not leaving that decision to your loved ones. You get to make those decisions. And you're not leaving an emotional or financial burden for your family. So you can get that done ahead of time.
They say in life there's only two things you have to do. Pay taxes.
And die.
Right. Everyone's going to, unfortunately, pass. Why not make your arrangements ahead of time? And then it's what you want, right? It's not like saying, oh, I don't have to eat that or I don't like that. Everyone at some point is going to pass.
Sure, and it's pretty tragic when we get family members come in, they've just lost someone, and sometimes, they're like, I don't know what they wanted, we never talked about this, and they're making the best decision they have, and they're like, well, I know they probably wouldn't want this, but this is what I can afford. And that's not very nice. It's not very dignified for your family member. We also have the reverse, where they're emotionally spending, and they're like, yeah, more flowers, more this, more that, and it's like, are you sure you don't need, emotionally overspending as well? So we're trying to say, if you love your family, you want to save some money, you want to save them some money, certainly look at pre-arrangements to getting that done ahead of time. It's
because you
so
get
much
to pay
easier.
it over time.
Correct. There's lots of things.
Which makes a whole lot of sense.
Well, also, when you make your pre-arrangements with dignity, you're locking in your price. It's today's price, and those can never go up.
Listen, I just buried my two parents in the last 2 years. And forget about the emotional roller coaster it puts you on. I didn't know what Dad wanted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it came as a shock. So here I am trying to figure out to connect the dots.
Yeah.
And then it was in Puerto Rico. Now, I know you guys are also in Puerto Rico,
Yeah,
right?
we do. Yeah.
So one of the things that I would stress is, and I tell this to Freddie and everything else, is if you plan it out the way you want. I mean, I look at the other side of this thing because I've seen the commercial you do. I see, and it's not about making fun of anything, but I see that you bring things that people used to do back to life, racetracks and things of that nature. It's the wildest thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When you pass on, you do it, like you say, with dignity. You do it the way you want to do it. And the burden is not so heavy when you do it over time, and it always gets taken care of for you. It's really cool.
And I think there's a point that you're making that it really deserves to be emphasized, and that is making these arrangements ahead of time. Just like a living will and having an advance directive when, before people are sick, it is such an act of love. Because we don't really stop and think of how difficult it is.
Correct.
Number one, just to go through the death of a loved one, but then to have to take the responsibility of making these decisions on their behalf and going through what might they want, what they don't want.
Yeah.
And by letting them know ahead of time what it is that you would like to see, then we just implement the plan. It takes a lot of the pressure off, and I do truly find that with prearrangements and advance directives, it is an act of love.
100%, yeah. And I mean, we can help, and I get a lot of calls. It's like I got last Sunday I was called 2 calls to hospice, near death. One was a woman, and her husband was about to pass away, and I helped her put the arrangements in place. And of course, he passed away today, so it made it a little bit easier today. But she was, up front. She's like, "We're on a budget. I don't have a lot to spend. Please, do what you can to."
Well, this was just a couple days ago. You were able to turn it around from Sunday to Tuesday.
Yeah.
For them to do that.
Oh yeah, on the day. So if I go and met her, I had the plan in place. So at least when he passes away, it's one less thing she has to worry about. She's not calling around funeral homes trying to find someone to take care of things. She at least had that made in advance. So we can do it that way, but. Compare that to, I had a gentleman call me the other day, similar situation. His father's in hospice, but he said, "But I know he pre-planned quite a while ago. Can you look up his plan and let me know, if there's anything that I'm going to need to pay or make any changes for the arrangements?" And I looked it up. His dad made his arrangements in 1999, 20 years ago.
You found it.
20 years ago. And what he paid for that was less than a quarter of what the current prices are. So that same woman, she paid 4 times what this other gentleman did. And that's the beauty of pre-arranging, is not only, on the day it's much easier, but the family saved a bundle. So that's what we're really
Do you ever talk to your kids? Do you ever talk to your kids about what you want?
Yes, and they tell me no.
They tell you no?
They tell me, "Mom, you can't do that." And I said,
Why?
"Why can't I do that?"
Why?
It's because you can't be in the rainbows and be with unicorn dust. I said, "Why can't I? Then I can be with the trees."
Well,
they can
we
scatter your
almost do
ashes.
everything.
They'll send it up to a mountain. What are you talking about? I can send you up to space.
I think I can totally be in the ashes because I don't want the guilt of them having to say, "Oh, Mom's here, and 4 times a year I'm going to go visit Mom." Mom is not going to really be there, in my opinion. Only my body would physically be there. I will haunt them forever and always be with them.
But did you ever tell them what you wanted?
Yes, and they told me no.
Really?
Yes.
Well, what you do is you get it done.
Exactly.
And I've never had an adult child come in and say, "You know what, I really hated that my mom made her pre-arrangements. I really wanted to make all those decisions when she died and pay for it." Never. Never.
Never happens.
Because there's really not an option that I think I love this option. Between the ground and a mausoleum, my parents have one option that they love. And people have one, they go,
I love
"We're
that.
good with that."
I got a book of mausoleums.
I can't wrap my head around one that I go, you know what, that's really what I want.
But if you can't decide, what makes you think your loved ones could
You're
decide
right.
for you?
Are there other people like me that can't decide between the ground and a mausoleum?
Yeah, and we do that. We say that. It's like, well, if you can't decide for yourself,
You're right.
how would your husband make that decision for you?
You
need to decide.
I want the mausoleum
Stick it in a box
show.
and bury it in the backyard.
Pretty much.
I want a
with the
set.
dog.
I want my mausoleum inside. I want a set like this, and I want the mausoleum show. People come in, they do their
We
shows.
play chess,
You can play chess, get beer in the corner.
some barbecue chicken wings,
you can
have a
have-
party.
You can put 2 cams in there, have all this stuff.
Michelle will come visit you in his mausoleum. He wants to have barbecue chicken wings. You know that voice?
I didn't even know she walked in. Now I know because I heard the cough. But that's what I want. You know, it's really strange because ever since I met Wayne, there is no. I mean, think about this. You can send you to space. Anybody who could be sent to space, there is no no. You want to be under the ocean. You want to be on the mountaintop. There is no more no. And to get there, there's hundreds of different ways of doing it, which is kind of cool.
It's just about making your pre-arrangements. And if your family has made their pre-arrangements, I would highly suggest that you find out what they have set in place.
Yeah.
Because that, like you say, when that day comes and you're looking through their advance directives and their will, you know, they may have bought a plot somewhere that you have no idea where it even is. And now you've got to figure out where you're going.
How you going to get there?
Sure.
But no one wants to even have these conversations.
No. And that's really important, having that conversation. You know, I was almost expecting when you said, you know, have you talked to your kids about that? And they said, no. You know, my first thought was the most common thing is when parents are talking or wanting to have that conversation with their kid, no kid wants to have that conversation.
Right. They
with
don't want to
their
talk
parent.
about
We don't want to talk about our parent, to our parents, about our parents.
It's like sex. They don't want to talk about that either.
Like you said, it's inevitable.
Yeah. What people do is they do their pre-arrangements and they say, look, I've done this. These are the details. This is what you need to know. And it's done.
And that's when you know where
You
everything
know,
is.
I must be wired a little bit strange.
You think?
Yeah,
You don't have to go any further.
But let me tell you why. My biggest fear is that nobody's going to come see me.
Really?
True story.
No one will visit you or no one will come to the service?
Nobody come. Both. Oh my God! You just threw another layer on.
He wasn't scared of that.
That's it. I'm out of here. Wow, that is horrible. I was just thinking to put me in the ground. Nobody comes. Now maybe nobody go to the service. Maybe we should have it here in the bar and let the strangers come in. Say, hey, who's this guy?
If you prepay your free bar, you'll have people there. Don't worry.
Prepay the bar arrangements.
But I'm
have it on
serious.
air.
It always worried me that if you put, like, nobody goes to see my brother. I haven't seen my brother in 15, 17 years. He's in Pennsylvania somewhere.
That's what I say, to put me in a wall or under the ground and no one's going to visit, then when I may as well
That's
just
why I
be
wanted,
amongst
like,
the
rockets
roses.
and stuff coming out of mine. Come. It says, come on down.
There you go.
But I'm serious. I'm afraid
Well,
nobody would come.
We have data. Over 66% of people are choosing cremation these days. It certainly is a popular choice, and that's growing by about 2% a year.
Cremation.
Why do you think that is?
I think for this reason, people are more transient. They're not staying in one place.
You put me on the mantle?
We have a lot of people that have their burial plots up in New York or other states. They're now living down here, and they're thinking, well, none of the family are up there anymore. Why am I gonna ship my body up north to be buried there for no one to come see
So
me?
do people
So they'll change
keep
their
the
plan.
remains with them in their home, or do they put them in a memorial site?
So some people are choosing local burial instead of using their family plots up north. So they'll buy new cemetery plots down here. Other people are choosing cremation and doing scattering or putting in a cremation niche. That's more transferable. So if you use a cremation niche in a cemetery even, and the family moves later, it's fairly straightforward to take the urn out of there and put it in somewhere else if they want.
No, but my boys ain't taking me. Their wives are going to say, get that out of that
Is he
house
still here,
now.
your son?
Yeah, he's over there. He's ignoring me because he knows I want to be on the mantle.
No, all he wants is for you to prepay it so you don't leave him with the bill, is really what he wants.
That's all he cares about.
I know.
Yeah.
I have you heard that, right?
Unbelievable.
He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, he knows.
That's all he
But
cares
Freddie, you
about.
got to think about future generations as well. Think about 1,500 years. When Freddie Jr. is long gone as
1,500
well.
years.
50 or 100 years. In the future, when even Freddie Jr. has gone, I guarantee your remains are not going to be on the mantle of your ancestors. So we tell people, think about what do you want for your
I want to
permanent
be
resting
plastered
place.
in the wall. No, I gotta get a fixture. And even a tree might not be around. And chop it down and make wood.
Could be
A chair or something.
Yeah.
Can you imagine me being
Well, they have this
a
redwood
chair?
forest that you can, a chair on the set that we put in the Smithsonian. But they have the redwood forest where you can be cremated and put amongst the
The
ground.
majestic redwoods.
Yes, and they're protected in California.
My goodness, is that true?
Yeah, it's not a dignity thing, but yeah, I've seen that. Yep.
Yeah, or we can find a dignity
That's
tree for
kind
you
of creepy,
as well.
though. I want people to come see me. I don't want a dog to come over and visit. I'm not looking for a tree.
But it's about making your
Make me a
pre-plan.
hydrant. Can you make me a hydrant? Same difference.
When you have some events coming up as well.
We do. So we encourage everybody to give this some thought. There isn't anybody that escapes the final end.
Right.
So really encourage you to put your pre-arrangements in place. Learn what it's about. It's pretty future-proof with dignity, and that once you have your pre-arrangements in place, it's transferable to any of our locations throughout our network. So even if you move, your plan will go with you. So come and find out if you like a free lunch. We're doing this at Duffy's Sports Grill in Delray Beach this Thursday and next Tuesday at 12 o'clock. If you're interested in going, just text me. My number is 561-654-9000. Again, it's 561-654-9000. Just text Duffy's which day you want to join, either the 7th or the 12th, and who's coming, and I'll make sure you're on the list.
What takes place when you go to Duffy's?
Yeah, so you get free lunch, and then we're going to run through who is Dignity, what's the benefits of pre-arranging, things that you should consider. It's free information, there's no obligation. And if you want to meet one of our counselors afterwards to get the specifics for you, you can.
And it's a free lunch.
It's a free lunch at Duffy's.
So come and eat.
And next Friday, we're working on a veterans event.
Yes, so we also do a lot of work with veterans, and we help veterans take advantage of the Veterans Funeral Benefit Program, so they can get free burial at a veteran cemetery. The closest one is in Lake Worth here, so we can help with we help veterans take advantage of all the free stuff they get, and then we can fill the gaps. So, for example, the casket isn't provided by the government unless you're killed in action. A lot of vets aren't aware of that. So, you know, we help dispel these myths, and we have a presentation we give that was created with the VFW. We give a free veterans guide. They have all the forms and everything they need to take advantage of that. The funeral directors do all that for them. But again, it's going to be free lunch. We're sorting out the venue, and it's going to be next Friday.
Yes.
Open to all vets, and it's a late celebration for Veterans Day as well. It's really popular with veterans. And
what are some of the benefits as a vet?
So the big one is they get free burial at any veteran cemetery, and that can be for a casket or an urn. So if they choose to be cremated or buried, the veteran,
even if they're not killed in the line of duty, they have a free burial.
DD-214 they need?
Yeah, as long as they're honorably discharged and they have a DD-214, they're eligible. But we have a form as well that we help them submit just to get that confirmed, so there's no chance at the time of death that they're being denied that burial. So we help them with that form. So they get the burial, and that includes the plot itself, the concrete grave liner, the burial honor service. So the military personnel come, so they play taps and service
now,
there.
But
free
not
flag.
the casket itself, right?
I want to talk to you about that. That has changed.
What's changed?
From the day, the service.
Yeah.
When my brother died, he was in the Navy.
Uh-huh.
And at that time, you had to put in a request to have that service done.
So our funeral directors do that for the family.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to
So we
hear.
do all those. There's free. So we do all those. That paperwork
it is
and
a
all that
beautiful service that the military does when they bury. It is unreal. They do the taps and all this. And I couldn't get that for Harry. Can I have some kind, maybe for his birthday, can I contact you to have that kind of service done for him, even though he's in the ground, or it's no longer accessible?
So it's my understanding that it can be done at any time. They'll do it once. So as long
Right,
as
they
it
didn't do
hasn't
it.
happened before, we can do it
All
again.
right.
Yeah, it's no problem.
I love it. The military for me, and my uncles and everything were in there. And that's a beautiful ceremony that they do for people in the military when they pass on. And everything being included that he just mentioned is really important that you know, because some programs out there will give you, yeah, we'll put him in, but they don't pay for anything that's going to go inside there and the lowering, the whole nine. So you want to make sure that you have all your...
So we highlight, these are the benefits that you're entitled to, and it depends. So if you're receiving veterans disability, veterans pension, then there are some additional benefits you're entitled to, or if you actually pass away in a veterans hospital, then they'll pay for some transport, and there's some other expenses there. Even if you choose to be buried in a private cemetery, there's still some things you get. They still provide the service, they provide the headstone.
Really?
And the flag is all provided, even if you choose to go into a private cemetery. So we provide all that information. It's completely free. We give a comprehensive guide. It's about that thick, with all that information, those forms, and we go through. Okay, these are the things that are not provided. We can put these in a plan for you if you wish. We give a great veterans discount to all veterans families. And then we can make those pre-arrangements for them, for the things that aren't covered as well. So that's what we specialize in.
And are there veteran cemeteries in South Florida?
Yeah, so in Lake Worth is the closest one. It's just off 441. So that's...
Is there still room in there?
Oh yeah, it didn't open until 2007, so there's a lot of space. It is first come, first served for veterans. You can't reserve a spot. And then the spouse is also buried for free with a veteran, obviously.
I was going to ask you that.
Oh, I
so
didn't know
there's space
that.
you can have for your spouse. Well, we would think, why would a veteran want to be in Lake Worth and your spouse, assuming you
So
like your
it's-
spouse, be someplace else?
That's why.
Some
You just answered the question.
So completely free burial for the spouse as well.
How can people reach out to you and find out more information?
Yeah, so if you want any information at all, just my number is 561-654-9000. Give me a call, give me a text. Either me or one of my colleagues will be in touch and providing any information. There's no obligation.
Wayne with Dignity Memorial.
And
More
it-
to come with that.
And if you kind of contact with us and you want to have something at your place for the vets, because Veteran Day is coming, let us know so we could talk to Wayne.
Yeah,
and
if
we
you're a
can do
vet
something.
and you're interested in coming to our seminar we're planning for next Friday, again, text me, let me know, and we'll make sure that we get the information to you.
I love it.
We are
Do
live.
you know who contacted me?
Who?
New Mom.
Did
Now,
she?
where's the coincidence on that?
You just
she
asked me
did
to
on the
call
phone.
her.
Yeah, she just said, hi, Freddie.
How do you do that?
I don't know. Must be the chicken wings.
I don't know how you are
It's the hat.
an enigma.
I don't know what that means, but thank you.
You are one of a kind.
But you see?
I
See
don't
what
know how
happens?
you do what you do.
And this is, they're having this big veteran thing down in Coconut Creek. I started to tell you about that, and she texted me.
for Thanksgiving. And we definitely have to give a huge thank you to all the community that is supporting us while we are on the road this week.
Yes.
Probably next week as well. You'll see it'll be well worth the wait. And we'll do a big dignity event once we get in there.
Yes, and it's big enough. I mean, everything you have in that video, the racing car, you got to see this commercial. I mean, every time I watch it, because I had to edit it and stuff, I get a big kick out of it. And I was going to edit it down because it's like 1:57 seconds or something. And you know what? I said, nope, I just left it alone. And it is the best piece of work I've ever seen because it celebrates life.
Yeah, and it's a sample of the different, we call them celebration of life ceremonies that we do. It's not a funeral. And those are from real ceremonies that we've done. And I've seen lots at my locations. One guy with a Harley Davidson, one guy with his speed motorcycle, one guy did camping. So we specialize that to the person and we celebrate that person's life.
That's why
and
they're
what
the
their
best.
achievements were.
Larry, when you're working with people, does this ever come up, pre-need and couples when they're doing therapy?
Not necessarily. I mean, thank you. When I'm working with seniors, it often does come up. Most people, if they're not sort of dealing with the inevitability, I mean, we know it's inevitable, but when they're faced with the inevitability of their own mortality, people just don't really think about it all that much. But certainly in the work I do with seniors and their families, that is an issue that does come up.
Now, Larry has a show called Sex Talk with the Siegel Brothers, and I did it last night. Colorful language that they use on that show. But I was going to say, there's a lot of things that go on in our senior community here in Florida. Now, Larry's been on Channel 12. He did this important message for the community that came out there talking about what's going on. I was going to ask you, it looks to me like the older you get, the more you don't care about what it is. You're going to finish your life on a high note. You're going to do what you want to do. And all of a sudden, it goes sometimes a little sideways in the sexual world, in the meeting world, and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's all said and done, somebody gets caught holding the bag here of what you're going to do with the body. What are you going to do with the funeral arrangements and things of that nature?
Yeah, and if you talk to administrators in nursing homes, for example, and assisted living facilities, memory care facility, any of these sort of elder care communities, that when somebody dies and they don't have family and they don't have a lot of these arrangements there, it's usually the staff and administration that has to take care of a lot of that stuff.
Really?
And they're the ones going through all of their belongings and trying to sort it out. What do they do with it?
That's harsh.
Yeah.
Because you still belong to somebody. I don't care who you are. Somebody out there you belong to. Do they have a Potter's Field in Florida like they do in New York? Isn't it called the Potter's Field?
What's a Potter's Field?
So it's my understanding, if when people don't have any family or whatever, then it's up to the city they're living in to deal with that, and it's usually,
In New York, it's off of City Island out in the...
It's just a cremation.
Yeah.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you remember during Hurricane Sandy, all the bodies that
they all got washed up. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really sad. You got to celebrate life. I think we should celebrate life every day that we're living.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end, you don't want to live your whole life one way, and then at the end, everyone's celebrating your life and you missed it. So I think we should celebrate life every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
I
wake
saw a
up
meme on Facebook that connected with me. It's like, oh, you only live once. I'm like, no, You only die once. You live every day.
That's right.
There you go.
Nice.
It's true. You live every day.
But
and
I
it's an
love,
opportunity to do that.
I
that,
just
Wayne.
love the fact of what you do for business, but what you represent is the complete opposite. I mean, it's not to poke fun at. They have a piece where the guy's in a racing car. I guess that used to be what he used to do, and they have a hearse running around the racing car track with a family member, or whatever. I thought that was so cool.
But that's what any celebration or commemoration of death really should be. It should be about the life that was lived, not the life that was lost.
Yeah.
Right?
True that.
And
that I like a lot.
That's a part of it. Certainly, we have to grieve, and that is part of what we have to go through and reconcile. But that shouldn't be the focus, right?
Yeah.
It should be celebrating the life lived.
I mean, I'm not a funeral director, but I obviously interact with a lot of them, and they said, yeah, old school. That's if they got praise for the most tears they got in the funeral service, and they're like, that times have really changed. No one wants that anymore. Everyone's moving towards celebrating. We're doing a memorial service or celebration of life service. No one wants a funeral service. I mean, some people do, but it's rare these days.
It's a different generation.
Yeah.
Let's go to commercial break, Glenn. When we come back, let's talk to the Happy Printer. It's his birthday, and he's got a special deal for veterans, yes? For veterans, so more
That would
to come
be
with
yes.
that. That would be yes.
Yes.
Ken Learman, yes.
Yes.
This man comes dressed in a suit, personally delivers your business
Delivers
cards
your
or any
business
printing that you need to your local business. A special discount and a special promotion coming up, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Be right back.
Each one of us is a unique story. The chapters filled with achievements, passions, and people. So how do you celebrate a life? How do you tell someone's story in a single ceremony? Begin with what they loved. Was it the outdoors? Dancing? Cooking? Then think about how to highlight that passion in a meaningful way. We can help you design a fitting tribute from beginning to end. One that perfectly captures the individual. Coordinating everything from calla lilies, catering, to even a 70s disco. That's why we're here, to see that every life is well celebrated.
Dr. Lee of Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic with the PhD in neuroscience. Her practice in acupuncture helps hormone balancing, total relaxation, diabetes, and inflammation. For additional questions or to schedule a free consultation, call Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic at 617-817-1910. Acupuncture and Chinese herbs are very effective in treating many ailments and diseases and have been used for thousands of years in China. Call today for your free consultation at 617-817-1910.
Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. As a Cruise Planners travel advisor,
Hi, my name's Leslie Carmen, and I'm the founder from Carmen Care Laser here in Boca Raton. We've done so many treatments. We've treated people with severe back pain, knee pain. If your pain has been there for so many years, often we just have a tendency to just believe that we're not going to get better.
I had a bad injury with my knee, my left knee. And it is amazing after just 3 treatments. And even after the first treatment, I could tell a huge difference.
We'd love to invite you to come see us and be a part of that. Thank you.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Each one of us is a unique story. The chapters filled with achievements, passions, and people. So how do you celebrate a life? How do you tell someone's story in a single ceremony? Begin with what they loved. Was it the outdoors? Dancing? Cooking? Then think about how to highlight that passion in a meaningful way. We can help you design a fitting tribute from beginning to end. One that perfectly captures the individual. Coordinating everything from calla lilies, catering, to even a 70s disco. That's why we're here, to see that every life is well celebrated.
And we're back.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe TV live at IRobot Brewing Company. We got to fix that before the next show.
We do.
See what's going on with that.
I don't know what it is.
For more information on Dignity Memorial, you can contact Wayne and we can get you that information as well. A lot of events coming up tomorrow is at the Big Apple, what is that called?
Bazaar.
Big Apple Bazaar.
On Atlantic Avenue, you know where that is? They have the big gorilla with the apple in his hand.
Never been there.
I used to buy golf balls there.
We were talking at commercial break. There's nothing like a mother and a son, even as an adult, Larry was saying. The relationship between a mother and a son and a man and his dog, he says, never change.
I'm not going to touch that.
We were talking because we've got Ken Learman with us, the Happy Printer, and today is his birthday.
Happy birthday.
And he went to visit his mom. So we're talking about there's nothing like a mother and a son relationship. Mothers and daughters are one thing, mothers and sons, totally different relationship.
True that. That's
right?
true. Yeah, absolutely.
My mother for my birthday, holding her hand, and there's nothing more special to me in life than holding my mother's hand. I'm in love right now.
How old is your mom?
She's 85.
Wait, think about this. There's been one woman in his life for 85 years, right? No matter care if you've been married 12 times, 10 times, 17 times, no woman's ever going to be that long in your life. Think about that.
Well, not only that, it's...
That is the only thing to think about.
It's the whole creation
Mama
of this
knows
life.
everything about this guy. She gave birth to him. Yeah. She knows everything about him.
Everything.
And that's what makes it so special, right?
And the fact that what I think you just said about your mom, she probably says about you as well.
So
You're
what
going
she
to talk
said,
about unconditional love.
it's really great. So what she said to me was, you were named after John F. Kennedy. He was assassinated the November before me. She was in love with him. She cried. So when I was born, she held me up. She said I was a born leader. And she said, I'm naming after John F. Kennedy. So Kenny is Kennedy. And I thanked my mom for giving me life today. And she said to me, no, Kenny. Today's my birthday. Every time you have your birthday, it's actually my birthday.
A lot of moms say that.
I've always believed that as well.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I've always given the birthday present to mom. We just arrived. They did the work.
Yeah, pretty much
You
we
get
do the
credit.
work.
We don't get, we shouldn't get credit for our birthday.
My son took a lot of work on that one. That I got to tell you. He was not an easy one.
And I love
I got
my
nothing
mom
to say
so
about
much.
that either.
So much, more than anything in the world. I love my mom.
Now look at Ken. I said, you lost a lot of weight. He's lost 70 pounds.
Wow. Because you wanted to?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
We were talking about hearts of palm. I said, what do you eat? He's vegan. We
Oh,
have that
hearts
hearts
of
of palm
palm.
pasta.
Yeah.
That we had on
Something
the show.
natural health?
It is called Natural
Natural
Heaven.
Heaven.
Is a
Good
pasta
stuff.
made just from hearts of palm. So we had them on the show a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it. The only thing in it is hearts of palm.
Wow.
But 70 pounds, that's remarkable, and you feel good.
I feel great. Yeah, I got out of a relationship. See, I couldn't do this if I was in a relationship. So now I'm just being friends with women because I could not do this being in a relationship.
Now
We
you're
always went
healthy.
out.
Now you're
Yeah,
healthy.
Exactly. We always went out. We ate dessert. She wanted to share with me. I couldn't. I could not eat no fat, no sugar, no cholesterol, don't drink. I could not do that.
And you're saving a ton of money. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it's the same. I mean, I lost 120 pounds.
You were out of that relationship too?
Well, I broke up with my girlfriend.
Oh.
I lost 120. I lost
120 pounds gone.
I lost $120,000. That's all I got to say about that.
How do I get a between these three guys? All I can tell you.
That's all I got to say about
Pretty
that.
good to be me, but it's all good. Oh my gosh.
Freddie left, right? Freddie
think
left.
Freddie
My son
left.
left. Yes, good.
But Ken has a great promotion, and he's printed a lot of our things
Yes.
for free, and now we need some new ones with our new address on it.
Yes, we do.
And he wanted to share for nonprofits. You're doing what?
Yeah, so I print free business cards and postcards. So I print free business cards, glossy colored business cards, 1,000 of each. And Teddy and I were actually just speaking for her new pet training business. I'm going to print business cards, design and print them for her for free.
You do pet training too? Jeez.
You're
See
doing
what you
pet
learn on
training?
the show about
Really?
your employees? See?
You do pet training. The other one back there is a cook. I mean, all sorts of differences going on today.
Yeah, I asked her, what do you love? What's important to you? What are you passionate about? And she said, oh, I love pets. I do pet training. All types of pets. Dogs, snakes. I mean, it was great.
I got a Maine Coon cat. I'm going to bring him to you to train it. He's a nervous wreck. Yes.
How is he doing?
He's a nervous wreck.
But Ken, he'll print these cards to you for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're a not-for-profit, what's the rules on this thing? Doesn't matter who
Honestly,
you are?
To me, I just love paying it forward and no expectation of anything in return. That's the way love is. And Gandhi said love is the absence of judgment. So what I do is I just pay it forward with love. Actually, there was a veterans organization called Great Team that just contacted me. I'm printing 1,000 of free business cards for free just now. That's what I was doing. And they were like, I want to give you an in-kind invoice to do, and we'll give you a donation. I'm like, I don't want that. I do this out of the goodness of my heart. I don't want that.
We need to give them the information on the veterans piece that Wayne's putting
Well,
together
I
next
need to
Friday.
ask you, you do business cards, but you do other literature?
I print everything, anything
Anything.
my whole life. I've been doing this my whole life.
I got to get you in touch with Wayne because I know what their budget is because they're going around town. It's ridiculous what they spend on materials and stuff. So maybe you can help and guide him. And they are a huge organization. Huge. When I tell you huge, they're the biggest in the country. And it might be something you can work out with them. So you're right.
But you think, the veterans in this piece, and
Yeah.
Wayne's putting a veterans piece together next Friday with us. So
He's got to meet
it's always
Captain
about paying
Tiffany.
it forward. Yeah.
Captain Tiffany. Also, she has all those veteran organizations for him.
And Larry's going to get some cards printed as well.
Yes.
What's mint print? Oh, this is just.
That is my graphic designer,
Oh, okay.
Print, and she's awesome, and I love her. She's great. So she's up in North Carolina, and she does great stuff. She's amazing. She's incredible, actually.
And all people have to do is pretty much send you the file, and
All
you
they do
print
is
it.
send me the file exactly, or send me what they want on their business card, and I'll design it, and I just, yeah, absolutely.
And he personally delivers it.
I seen that. He comes with a
and
suit.
They're good quality.
Yes.
They're not flimsy, cheap little cards. They're printed nicely. They feel good.
He did your card with your picture on it?
He hasn't done that one because I don't have that in a file. That
I was going to ask you who did that.
Me. On one of those websites. But I mean to send it to Ken means I got to put it in a file, and I don't know how to do that myself. So that is why I haven't. But Gio did our other ones, and our producers have done our other ones. I can have Ev create a new one for me, and then we can send it to Ken.
That's a nice card.
Great,
That's
so
a
I'll do
nice
it for free.
organization.
Absolutely. And the other thing about it, it's funny because Vistaprint, people go to me, oh, do my cards for me. I'm like, well, send me a file. They're like,
I don't have
okay,
it.
and they go online to Vistaprint, and
You don't
they can't get it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have the
And
file.
that's how Vistaprint gets this work. That's how they do what they do. So it's better just have my graphic designer do it, and then we have it for life, and we can make changes, and then you're free.
Now,
That's exactly
if I give you a card, can your graphic designer sort of match what's on the card?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's better if you supply me with high
file.
resolution logos or whatever. Absolutely. But if not, she'll match it as closely as possible.
Now, I want to touch a little bit on what high resolution means, because a lot of people have asked us for high res on different things, even to do banners and what have you. High resolution has to be at least what? How many
It's
pixels?
normally 300 DPI. Sometimes with banners, you can get away with 150 DPI, but it depends on what the size of the file is.
Right.
I mean, what I love is when someone designs it to size, but a lot of people now are using Canva, tons. So it only goes up to 48 inches. So like on that, that's a 33 by 80. So what I tell them to do is design it to half. So they design it instead of 33 by 80, 16 and a half by 40 at 300 DPI, and they supply it to me, and I just blow it up twice. So that makes it simple for them. And I've done some used
And it
banners
doesn't come
that
out
way.
blurry.
It comes out gorgeous.
You'll do banners also. You'll do these pop-ups, step and repeats, everything.
I'm doing 2 retractable banners, $95 each right now.
Wow.
For JCC.
What?
I know.
$95 each.
Well, when we open up the,
about that too.
yeah, he's right. When we open up the theater, we want you to walk around. There's a lot of room and things that we want to do for pictures and things of that nature. But he can help us put it together. And we got this crack crew here.
Look at him. Look at this crack crew. We're looking at you guys. Like, look at them. They're doing a great job. They're really awesome.
You're trying to figure out the internet? Not working?
But they're figuring out, wow, we can get new banners and everything done. That's an amazing price, Ken. And he's local, which makes you don't have to worry about shipping and time and everything. These we got, and I went cheap because the other retractable ones were so much money. So one of us or 3 of us sit on the floor every show, and they put them together. Usually Hector's the only one that can do it. The pop-up ones are so much easier.
So much easier. You keep carrying them to every event you have. They're awesome.
Well, the funny thing is that sometimes when we go on remote and they're in tight corners. So I take off the back leg and I sort of prop it up on the wall.
Right.
And it does work that way. So it has this in its
We're going to
house.
get a new one. We'll get some new pictures at the new studio. And
I can't stand that picture, by
I
the way.
never knew that. We've been using that picture for a year
sort
and a
of-
half.
I don't like pictures, but I really hate that one.
So the other thing is, instead of doing that, you could do a 3-foot by 8-foot banner for $48 for half the price, and then you could have one retractable and one you put on the wall in case you just go in and put grommets around and everything, whatever. But then you have 2. I mean,
You see, I want one on the wall because people are going to be coming to the theater and they're going to want to take pictures. Everybody wants to take pictures, right? And you're always looking for a place that they want the logo and what have you. So maybe you can give us some ideas of what will be the best and how it'll work. It's really cool. You get all this information. I didn't know he did all this.
I didn't either. But I'm really glad he texted me and said, can I come back on your show? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I print pens, cups, all promotion.
You
I
do all that
everything
stuff.
and anything. My whole life I've been doing this. My
You do
dad.
pens and caps and all that too?
Sure.
Did you
I'm
know
doing
that?
Coffee mugs. I'm doing coffee cups right now.
I never knew.
And again, my whole life, because my dad, I went to University of Michigan to play football, and then my dad had a heart attack at 17, so I had to come home from Michigan and be with my dad the rest of my life running his business, and I love it. I mean, I got to spend the rest of my life with my dad until he passed in '96. But, you know, I was always in the printing business. Growing up, I was running around the plant, so I've been doing this my whole life. I love printing. I love paying it forward. I mean, I have a great life. I'm very happy. I'm very lucky. That's why I'm the happy printer. People say you're the happy printer. I go, yeah, there's only one.
He is. He's always happy.
He's always happy. He brings a lot of
So
different
Ev and
ideas.
Teddy, we can create pens, more mugs, promotional items, and the Happy Printer can do all of it.
That goodie bag that we talked about.
And then all of our crew, we have to create the new cards for them as well. We took it with the new address, so we've got a lot of things to do.
Now that card, can we put a sticker over it? Over the address?
Or for free, we can have Ken print up
Yeah,
some
do
new
it right.
ones.
Do it professional. Do it
Yes.
right.
A little less cheesy, perhaps.
So over 500 cards.
Well, he made us 1,000 cards, I
Yeah,
think.
for free.
I know, for free.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to do
The
things
card
right.
I like.
I call myself the Cartier of printing. I wear Cartier for 20 years. I believe in class. Simple, classy, elegant. That's what I'm always looking from.
And actually,
That's
Ken
who
has
I
that
am.
card. We can just change the address,
Yeah,
and then it's
just
good to go.
And,
He has
and
the file.
the funny thing is that your business is a reflection of what you hand out. That's why Moby Pop works. That's why his business card works. Because if you ever seen those flimsy cards that people get? Sometimes they're too big, and they don't fit with your stack of cards because you spent like 99 cents to get them made, and it doesn't really work. And people texture on fingers and all that. It's a whole science to this thing. But you could tell that he does class, and you're going to give out class.
Actually, the really classy cards that I love is called Soft Touch, which is kind of like my card. It feels like velour. I'll do it for you for free. I'll show it to you. You'll love it. It's so classy. I'll do it for you. I only print it Thursday nights, so I get it done by Friday. But to me, it's the ultimate class. It's just, that's the Cartier of business cards. If you don't go into something like this, which is more. I'll do those for free. I'll do it for you, and you'll see. You'll be like, wow. You'll love it. I'll show it. I'll bring one from the car.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And
It's your lead foot.
it is.
It is.
It's how you lead in, yeah. And people, it's funny because when the card feels right in your hand, you have a tendency of keeping it in your pocket. You know how many cards I have in my house? I brought some of them. I have over 10,000 cards in my house.
They got a lot of importing to do, our kids.
A lot of stuff. A lot of people.
And you're working with Alzheimer's as well, you said?
Work with Alzheimer's, yep.
You were promoting something with Alzheimer's.
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm wearing purple for Alzheimer's, and last month I was a real man wearing pink for raise money for breast cancer in the American Cancer Society. We had a happy pink Halloween party in Las Olas. It was so much fun. I was a pink Elvis. And I guess this month I'll be a purple Elvis. But I celebrate my birthday from Halloween the whole month of November. I'm just loving life for the whole month of November.
That's nice.
Yay, Scorpios.
I was going to ask if you're a Scorpio. We got a lot of birthdays coming up next week.
We do.
The 14th.
Oh, we do. My father.
Your father, my father, my son. You talk
wow.
about they all have the
Same
same
day.
birthday.
Oh, wow. What date? What date?
November 14th.
November 14th.
No, and all a different year.
All a different year.
For the same date.
I know.
I know. It's kind of crazy,
Wow.
right?
It's kind of creepy, yes.
Isn't that creepy? His dad, my dad, and my son all have November 14th.
Your dad, and your son are all November 14th.
Yep.
Wow. Now that's meant to be.
That's just
God is
strange.
love. God is love.
Yeah, we talked about that. I don't know if I told you the new studio, and when we were getting ready to move, I said, we're going to go smaller, bigger than we had, but smaller, and just stay respectful. And God pretty much said, nope, you're going bigger. And this was the plan. And we've looked at this space. I've been looking at it for months and months and months. And I said, if ever, to dream. And God said, yeah, all right, we're going big, we're dreaming. So it is a calling that we need to fill with who we are.
That's right. Bring the happy printer down there to give us some
Absolutely.
ideas. And it's just an interesting turn of events, the way things work. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Got a lot
Okay.
happening. And what's happening with you in therapy and what you're working on?
Boy, there's all kinds of stuff that are going on in terms of, right now, have a number of programs focusing on, again, for seniors in particular. It's actually two sort of areas I've started to re-specialize in, I guess. The stuff doing with seniors and intimacy, relationships, particularly in the context of dementia. We tend to broad brush these things, and we don't like dealing with older people being sexual anyway. That people have a hard time with that conceptually. So really working with administrators and nursing homes and setting up policies and procedures that respect and honor this and acknowledge this as a normal, natural part of life. That just because we're old doesn't mean that we lose the need for affection or intimacy or the desire for touch or closeness. So just doing, helping people do a better job.
You work with that in nursing homes?
Nursing homes, ALFs, ILFs.
Where they're
memory
meeting
cares.
each other?
Oh, yeah.
But what is that like?
Well, it's kind of like everybody else, meeting each other.
I'm thinking about memory care because, we have a family member memory care, and I'm thinking, and the women, And they have this sort of relationship. So does it go to intimacy?
Oh,
Is
very
it
much so.
allowed
It
in these
goes to
facilities?
It's consenting adults. They're not allowed to stop them. I said this to years ago, one of the
It's a whole
first calls
show.
I ever got to a nursing home.
Oh, you never
And I was
seen
very,
that
very
show?
young in my career. And pretty much it was almost a panicked administrator calling me saying, "We need you to come in and do a program. We have a problem with our residents." I think, "A problem? What's going on? What's your problem?" So we can't keep them out of each other's rooms. Now, my first response was, "Why are you trying to?"
Right.
These are not kids at summer camp that you're having to control. These are adults. Now, when it comes to dementia, there certainly are some issues, but our fear of liability, our fear of accountability, basically ends up being what people operate from, and we're depriving and denying so many people quality of life. Part of what I teach and work with people, and this is when I went to Vienna and I was speaking at a conference there, this is what I was talking about all around the country, that I really think if we reconceptualize how we look at dementia, particularly in relationships, I have to ask the question, how important are certain details? Right? And this is what everybody is so afraid of. Okay, if you don't know, right, if we're in a nursing home and we're about to partner up, do you not know who I am? Maybe not. Okay. Do you not know where we are? Maybe not.
Who the hell cares?
Right? But that's the thing.
That's
the
the
only
point, I
thing that
guess.
really matters is,
That's
do
it.
you know what you are doing?
That's right.
And do you know that you don't have to if you don't want to? So for me, it's about the ability to consent and assent. The rest of the details don't really matter.
I mean, I've thought about it, but then I sort of think, no, that's not a thing. But it really is.
And you could change your mind in 15 minutes because you say, "I'm sorry, who are you again?" Oh, that's
Like
what we're
people
doing
in
here.
first dates, let's try it again, see if I like it.
But that's what it's come down to. And there's also all sorts of people, because we live in a society that you have to be politically correct all of a sudden about everything.
Yes.
And therein lies the underneath problems of doing quality of life, right? I mean, you shut people in their rooms and lock the door because of it, because you want to be politically correct.
Right. The biggest problem really are the adult children and the sort of non-resident spouses. Right? Because it becomes really an ownership issue. It's really about propriety.
Well, that's true. If you think if your mom or dad, they're single and they're in an ALF and that's their life. What if your mom or dad are in a memory care and the spouse is still alive, but yet they want a relationship and you're dealing with dementia and memory care? So
That's right.
Are you working on programs for that as well?
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's interesting.
Because it's really so important. And again, if we're going to focus on the quality of life, if we really care about that individual, then we have to look at what's making them happy. 20 years ago, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, what I'm about to say, I never imagined would ever come out of my mouth. But I have such great respect for the former Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor because of these issues. Politically, and what she was at, I mean, I always respected the first female, but politically and ideologically did not agree with anything that she said. But she's become one of my heroes because she went through this process. Her husband was in a nursing home. He had dementia. She would come to visit him all the time. He seemed receptive. Found out later on he didn't know who she was. He just knew this lady was coming to visit him, so he was accommodating, and that was it. As far as he was concerned, his wife was the woman he met in the nursing home. And when she came to visit one day and found that they were in bed together, it was difficult for her, but all the credit in the world for her to go through this process to say, all right, this is what makes him happy right now. This is his new reality. He doesn't know who I am. So if I really do care about his happiness, I'm going to back off.
It's interesting.
And I think that is so
I didn't even know that about
loving
him.
and so generous to be able to say, no, because most people don't do that. They say, that's my husband, that's my spouse, I'm going to do it. But I think this was so selfless and really making it about his happiness. And we need more of that.
And I love producing their show because even Ken has become a fan of their show. Now, Ken produces all the shows at NN with us and what have you.
Right.
And he never says anything until they come out. And he always has a comment, right? You ever notice?
Oh,
And it's gotten more and more and more involved. And I get to see all the people writing in to the deal. They don't call in, but they write in. And sometimes he'll have a guest from Canada or anywhere else. And we put them on the show. But there's always about the truth about really what's going on. at a sophisticated level. It's not a dirty show. As a matter of fact, we're talking about bringing him to an earlier time spot.
Great idea.
On Fridays at 7 o'clock.
Nice.
Because I think that the message now, and you got to remember, when I first met these guys, I was really scared to death. Right? I mean, and this is with all due respect. I didn't know what they were going to say.
Yeah.
I didn't know how they were going to react. They weren't in the business. They're professors and
Right.
doctors and what have you. I didn't know what was going to happen. But now I see that they can actually teach this science that we do every day for a living.
Every day.
And what they're bringing fundamentally to society. I mean, he was on Channel 12, I think, for 4 days.
Yeah.
You don't get picked for that gig. You know how many people they can pick for that? They picked him.
I think 7 o'clock's a great time slot on Fridays.
And I want, because I want to get the message
Nice.
to an earlier
Yeah.
base. I think
I remember when you were away, Gio was
Thank you,
running,
Bob.
because it's 9 o'clock. So Gio was running the show, so I didn't have to be at the studio that late. And he went, wow, this is a really good show.
it is. And that's what everybody's been telling me. He says, we got to unveil this thing.
Yeah,
It's going to be
I
a coming
agree.
out party
I agree.
for you
Nice,
guys.
that's
And,
great.
And maybe
Yeah,
we can do
thank you. I
something
really
at the new
appreciate
studio,
that.
at the new space, and
I
do,
would love
do a
it.
seminar and really bring that, because this is
I'd
something.
love to do that, yeah.
And you're working with Alzheimer's, but to introduce him to Pam and the Brain Ball, because this is an
Why not,
issue
Pam?
that.
I just printed their free business cards.
Oh,
for the
okay.
Rainbow for
So-
Christy.
Perfect. So this is a thing that I think needs to be brought to the forefront, because it's not something you joke about. This is reality. And how, as loved ones and spouses and family members, do we deal with this in a nursing home or an ALF? It's something that I think the conversation needs to be had.
Absolutely. And if you're going to have somebody deliver a message, him and his brother,
Yeah.
I can't think of two guys that know this business and they know it well and they deliver well. Okay,
Well,
and
thank you.
that is the change that we've been doing this for a while, and I really want to unveil it, and I would love to do a seminar on this whole subject matter with it.
So for
Yeah,
right now, you're on
absolutely.
Monday nights.
Monday nights, 9 p.m., WNN 95.3 FM, live streams on Facebook as well, Sex Talk with the Siegel Brothers. Yeah, so
Tune in on
hopefully
Monday night.
until we move, Monday night, 9 p.m.
Fantastic. And
Yeah.
people can reach you how?
They can call me at 917-999-1995, or you can reach me on my email, happyptr@aol.com. But feel free to call me anytime. I work in print 24/7, 917-699-1995.
And you're the Happy Printer on Facebook?
I'm the Happy Printer on Facebook. I'm the Happy Printer on Instagram. Again, there's only one. And the other thing is that I'd love to do a seminar too about printing, just the way you just asked me questions.
I
about
love that.
pricing. That would be an awesome seminar to do.
I love it because you are the front line to businesses, whether they're first day new or 30 years in. You know, a lot of businesses struggle because they don't deliver the right message. And I think that what you do is you accommodate that. You're actually teaching people how to grow their business.
More to come. Stay tuned. Have a great day. Wow, you never know where this conversation's
Never
going to
know.
go when you've got the
Never
Siegel
know.
Brothers on. Have a great day, everyone. Be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, we are at J&J's Cafe and Deli on Palmetto Park Road and Powerline tomorrow. We're unleashing a new segment
I'm going
called
to gain 50 pounds this week.
Actually, According to Ann. So I'm excited. Ann Dector is joining us as a new sponsor as well, and that's kicking off tomorrow.
That's
so
an
coming out to
interesting
J&J's. You're going to like that one, too.
That's interesting.
Have a great day.
All righty. Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more goodwill next time. You can follow the cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.